Now, we know that when counters are basically of two types. One is synchronous, the other is asynchronous counters. So let us see the difference between asynchronous and synchronous counters. So we'll start with asynchronous counters and synchronous counters difference. The basic difference is first one. Okay. In asynchronous counter, the external clock is only given to LSB flip-flop. For all other flip-flops, the clock is derived from the output of previous stage flip-flop. So if you think that is going to be a 3-bit asynchronous counter, 3-bit asynchronous counter means it consisting of 3 flip-flops, each can store a single bit, and these are outputs of asynchronous counter, and this is clock pulse for every flip-flop. Flip-flop is a sequential circuit which requires a clock pulse, and if the external clock is going to be given, external clock is always given to LSB flip-flop. Otherwise, by looking at external clock for which flip-flop it has connected, based on that one you can identify which is LSB flip-flop. If it is not given in the problem, you can identify the type of flip-flop where the external clock is connected in case of asynchronous counters. So let us assume the external clock is connected to this flip-flop. Say it is A and this is B, this is C. So output of A is going to be used for the clocking for the B flip-flop. That is, clock for B flip-flop is used from the previous stage flip-flop output, and clocking for C flip-flop is taken from the output of previous stage, that is B flip-flop. So like this, external clock is only applied to LSB flip-flop. So the flip-flop which is connected with external clock is always treated as LSB, and the last flip-flop is going to be treated as MSB. Okay, so this is asynchronous counter. Now, if we are going with a synchronous counter for the same 3-bit, for synchronous counters, clock is connected to all flip-flops simultaneously, because every flip-flop requires a clock pulse, and external clock is connected to all flip-flops simultaneously. So now look at this one. All the flip-flops are going to be simultaneously applied with a external clock, and the outputs are going to be taken from the output of flip-flop. This is so, whereas it is A, B, C, and here it has to be mentioned in the problem that whether A is MSB or C is MSB. You cannot identify which is LSB or which is MSB until it is specified in the problem. So generally we assume that one in case of synchronous counters. Okay, the left hand side is going to be MSB and right hand side is LSB. Otherwise, based on the given problem, okay, that will be mentioned which is going to be used as MSB, which is used as LSB. Okay, so this is the first difference regarding clock. Okay, and second difference, since clock is only connected to LSB flip-flop, if you are applying a clock, that makes the output of flip-flop to change after some propagation delay. Okay, and this A, if it is going to be giving the clock, it is used as a clock for the B flip-flop. If it is generated the required clock edge, then B flip-flop gets changed after some propagation delay. Okay, and if B flip-flop is going to be getting changed such that it is making a clock edge for the C flip-flop, then the output of C flip-flop also changes after some propagation delay. If all are identical flip-flops with equal propagation delay, then the minimum propagation delay is 3 time periods for 3 flip-flop. Okay, if you are going for the 10 flip-flops, then in case of asynchronous counter it requires 10 clock pulses minimum. Okay, you must wait for 10 clock pulses, then only the output will be stable. Okay, so from this one we can say propagation delay required is more. So to get the output, the response of the input is produced at output after a long time. That is what we can say it as propagation delay is more. Propagation delay is more means, okay, we can say speed is less. The circuit operates at low frequencies. Speed is less. Okay, and whereas in this case, since the clock is connected to all flip-flops simultaneously, so all the outputs of flip-flop will change simultaneously. So you will get stable state within one clock period plus some additional gate delays. In the design, you may use some additional gates. So accordingly that design, you can get propagation delay as one clock period plus additional gate delays. So compared to this asynchronous counter, propagation delay is less. Propagation delay is less, and propagation delay is less means speed is more. That is, synchronous counters are faster than asynchronous counters. Okay, and third one, the design procedure. Okay, design procedure is simple. Design procedure is simple because directly you are connecting output of one flip-flop to the next flip-flop clock, output of next flip-flop to next flip-flop clock, like this. So that itself is going to making it act as asynchronous counter, whereas here the design is going to be complex. Okay, it requires a few design steps to design for a required sequence. So complex design procedure, complex design procedure. So the design procedure takes lot of time. It is time consumption. Okay, since you are taking longer time for the design, so that the propagation delay is less. Since you are taking less time in the design process, it is taking more time in the analysis. Okay, remember in that way. Complex design process. And fourth difference, mostly the flip-flops used in asynchronous counters are T flip-flop with T is equal to 1 and R JK flip-flop with J is equal to K is equal to 1. These are the flip-flops used in the asynchronous counters. In asynchronous counters, for every clock, okay, what we estimate is the output of flip-flop will get toggled. Toggling of output is only possible in 2 flip-flops out of 4 flip-flops we have. We have SR flip-flop, JK flip-flop, D flip-flop, T flip-flop. But out of these 4, only T flip-flop and JK flip-flop will have the complement function. The other flip-flops doesn't have. Okay, so either T flip-flop with T is equal to 1 or JK flip-flop with J is equal to K is equal to 1 can be used in asynchronous counter design. No other flip-flops are suitable. Even though if it is suitable, it requires a complex design process for that one. Again, the advantage of third one, design procedure is simple, will get vanish. Okay, whereas in this case, any flip-flop can be used. Any flip-flop can be used for the design. Any flip-flop can be used for design. There is no restriction. And fifth one, and asynchronous counters cannot be used for generating random sequences. Okay, cannot be used for design of random sequences. Random sequences, whereas it can be used. So what is meant by this random sequence? If you are going to generate a sequence like this, first you have to get 1, then 4, then you are going with 2, then you are going for the 7, and the modulus ends. So the counter, the 3-bit counter, if it is passing through 1, 4, 1, 4, 2 and 7 states, then this is going to be a random sequence. It is not either an up count or in the down sequence. Then this type of generation of sequence is not possible with asynchronous counters. It is possible with synchronous counter. Even if you try to attempt, okay, then it takes longer time and the design process is very difficult compared to synchronous counters. So we never try this type of generating random sequences with asynchronous counters. Okay, and the last one, sixth one. Here, generally if you are going with a 3 flip-flops, then you may get different states if you are using n flip-flops, then number of unique states you may get. Unique states is 2 power n. The possible number of unique states with n flip-flops is 2 power n, but most of the times we don't require all the states, we require lesser than that one. So we will go for the mod, okay, n counter. Mod n counter, most of the times n is going to be less than 2 power n only. Okay, don't confuse with this n and this n. So make it as mod m counter. Mod m counter. So m is going to be always lesser than 2 power n. It may be equal to m is equal to 2 power n. There is no design required. Directly if you are connecting in this way, then it can act as mod 8 counter. Okay, so if you require other than 2 power n mod, then we generally use preset and clear. Preset and clear, they are asynchronous inputs. They are asynchronous inputs. They will be used in designing mod m counter, where m is less than 2 power n. Then these are going to be required. Otherwise, these two are this is not required. Either you can go with preset or you can go for the clear. Most of the times clear is more preferred than preset. Clear makes output of flip-flop to become 0, whereas preset makes output of flip-flop to become 1. Okay, so generally clear is going to be used whenever it is going for the initial state. We all expect that one all flip-flops outputs are going to be 0, so getting resetted. So for that purpose clear is mostly suitable, but preset is also used in case of down counters where the initial state is all ones. Okay, and here no need to use asynchronous inputs like preset and clear, because the design procedure will take care of all these things. That is, modulus of n can be taken with the help of design procedure, okay, as well as random sequence can also be taken by the design procedure. So no need to use asynchronous inputs for the synchronous counters. So these are the basic differences between asynchronous counters and synchronous counters. Okay.